Welcome to While We Were Distracted, the podcast where we explore topics that often get overshadowed in the rush of daily life.
Hey everyone, ready to dive into some YouTube drama?
Always ready for some good internet drama.
Oh, buckle up because this one's a doozy.
Lay it on me.
All right, so
Yeah.
we're talking MrBeast. Yeah, you know, the philanthropic stunt king.
Oh, yeah, MrBeast. He's everywhere.
Exactly. But things have gotten messy.
Messy how?
Accusations, investigations, even the FBI is involved.
Whoa, okay. This is juicy. So what are we looking at exactly? Got any sources?
Oh, we've got it all. News articles, social media posts, you name it.
All right, let's unpack this thing. What's the mission for this deep dive then?
To break down this whole tangled mess and see if we can make sense of it and maybe, just maybe, learn something along the way.
Oh, it sounds like a plan. So where do we start?
Well, it all started with some serious allegations against one of MrBeast's former collaborators, Ava Chris Tyson.
Ava Chris Tyson.
Wow.
Okay. Refresh my memory.
She was accused of having inappropriate online interactions with a teenager.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah. We're talking about a minor, someone named Lavages, who was 13 when it all supposedly started. Tyson was 20 at the time.
Yikes.
And we're not just talking casual messages. Things got explicit. References to nudity, sexual content, even hentai.
Okay, so pretty serious stuff then.
Very serious. Now, both Tyson and Lavages have spoken publicly about the situation. Tyson issued an apology.
So she admitted it happened.
Pretty much, yeah. Lavages, who's 20 now, claims that videos circulating online are twisting the truth.
That's always tricky with online stuff. Context can get lost so easily.
For sure. Now, where MrBeast comes in all of this is that he publicly distanced himself from Tyson right away. Said he was disgusted by the allegations, even hired an independent investigator to look into everything. All this happened on X, by the way.
Trying to control the narrative. Makes sense.
Exactly. But that's just the beginning. Enter Rosanna Pansino.
Baking videos, right?
That's her. But she's also become increasingly critical of MrBeast. She claims to have gotten a hold of some company chat logs from MrBeast's company, I mean.
Uh-oh. And what's so bad about these chat logs?
She described them as having inappropriate topics, especially for a company whose target audience is children.
Okay. I can see why that would raise some red flags.
And she didn't just keep it to herself. Pansino went public, posting screenshots of these supposed chat logs on X. And get this, she reported them to the FBI.
Whoa, she went all in.
No kidding. Pansino wants a full-blown investigation into MrBeast and his whole company.
That's a bold move. But what exactly was in these chat logs? What made her go to the FBI?
Well, a Newsweek article we found goes into some detail. Apparently, the screenshots she shared show conversations that had nothing to do with work.
So maybe Pansino's argument is that these chats point to a problem with the overall company culture at MrBeast's place.
Could be. Now, can you guess what happened next?
Backlash.
Bingo! Pansino got absolutely slammed online, accusations of trying to cancel MrBeast, all sorts of nasty names thrown her way.
The internet, am I right?
Yep, in all its glory. But Pansino's a tough cookie. She didn't back down. She actually fired back at her critics, even used humor to deflect some of the attacks.
So she's standing her ground. Makes you wonder if there's more to this story.
Right. There's definitely more to uncover. And things get even juicier when you consider that Pansino and MrBeast have some history.
Like they knew each other before this.
More than just knew, they've actually collaborated in the past. But things went south back in 2023.
What happened?
Well, Pansino publicly accused MrBeast of editing her out of the top 3 finalists in Clater Games 3. That's one of his big YouTube series.
So there's bad blood there.
Yeah, you could say that. And this past drama definitely adds another layer to everything that's happening now.
It makes you wonder what Pansino's real motivations are here. Is this about accountability? Or is it personal?
Tough to say for sure. And, wait, there's more. After the Creator Games 3 incident, Pansino claimed she got death threats.
Seriously?
Yep. So she ended up deleting her posts and even apologized to MrBeast.
Wow, that's intense. So did they make up?
Well, not exactly. She deleted that apology too.
She deleted the apology. Okay, now I'm really intrigued. What's going on here?
I know, right? Maybe a change of heart. Or maybe just growing frustration. And then, to make things even more interesting, she gave an interview to NBC News recently.
I'm on the edge of my seat here. What did she say?
She said investigating these allegations against MrBeast had awakened something in her. She feels like she has to speak up, especially after hearing from others about their supposedly bad experiences working with him.
So she's positioning herself as a sort of advocate for those who might have been mistreated by Mr. Beast.
Exactly. So here we are, allegations, FBI involvement, a history of conflict, and potentially a cultural issue within a huge YouTube empire. What are we even looking at here?
It's like a perfect storm of internet drama. But at the core, I think we're seeing a collision of some really important themes. The power of internet celebrities, the challenges of accountability in the digital age, and the ever-evolving relationship between creators and their fans.
It's a lot to unpack. But before we go any further, I want to hear your first impressions. What jumps out at you? What's the most intriguing piece of this puzzle so far?
You know, I think what really strikes me is that Pansino's going up against someone as big as Mr. Beast. I mean, that takes guts.
No kidding. She's definitely taking a risk here.
Big time. I mean, think about it. She could face a ton of backlash from Mr. Beast's fans.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it could totally hurt her chances of working with other big creators in the future.
Right, like who wants to invite that kind of drama to their channel?
Exactly. So it makes you think she must really believe that holding someone like MrBeast accountable is more important than her own popularity or career.
It definitely makes a statement. And, you know, this whole thing goes way beyond just Pansino and Mr. Beast.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It sparked a much bigger conversation about, the downsides of internet fame. Like what happens when these huge creators mess up?
It's like we put these YouTubers up on these pedestals and forget that, at the end of the day, they're running businesses.
Yeah, and not just businesses. Businesses with employees and tons of influence over their audiences.
And with that kind of influence comes responsibility.
Totally. The responsibility to create a work environment that's safe and ethical.
Exactly. And if what people are saying about Mr. Beast and his company is true, well, that's a big problem.
It makes you wonder what's really going on behind the scenes.
For sure. And another thing that's really fascinating about this whole situation is the FBI getting involved.
Right. Pansino's basically saying she has enough evidence to warrant a full-blown investigation.
I can't wait to see how the FBI handles this. Do they actually investigate? Do they take legal action? So many questions.
I know it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But you know what this whole saga really shows?
What's that?
The internet is a double-edged sword, man. Like, it can give people incredible power to build platforms, connect with millions, but it also magnifies the consequences when they mess up.
It's so true. And it creates a whole new set of challenges when it comes to holding people accountable. It's not like the old days where things were more straightforward.
Right. This digital world is a whole other beast. So where does all this leave MrBeast? He built his entire brand on being this, generous, fun-loving dude.
Yeah, his whole image is built on positivity.
Exactly. Can he recover from this? I mean, how do you come back from something like this?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? I think his response to these allegations is everything. He has to show that he's taking this seriously, that he's committed to transparency and actually being accountable.
Yeah, this time a simple apology probably isn't going to cut it. He needs to show that he understands the concerns about the culture at his company and do something about it.
It's a make or break moment for him. I mean,
Yeah.
This could seriously impact his entire legacy.
And for all of us watching this unfold, it's a reminder that, those perfect images we see online, they're not always the whole story.
Totally. There's a whole lot that happens behind the scenes that we never get to see.
It's like a reality check. We need to be more critical of the content we consume online and who we choose to support.
Absolutely. We can't just blindly follow these creators. We need to ask the tough questions, hold them accountable, and remember that just because someone's famous online doesn't automatically mean they're a good person.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what should our listeners be paying attention to as this story continues to develop? What are the big things to watch for?
Well, keep an eye on how Mr. Beast responds to everything. Is he going to actually engage in a real conversation about what happened? Will he take steps to change the culture at his company? Actions speak louder than words.
And what about Pansino? Will she keep speaking out? Will more people come forward with their own stories?
Yeah, those are all things to look out for.
This whole situation is far from over. It's constantly changing.
And it could potentially change how we think about online celebrity in a big way. I mean, it really highlights how power and influence come with great responsibility.
And that even in the digital age, there are consequences for our actions. It really does feel like, I don't know, we're seeing a shift in how we think about internet fame,
Totally. This isn't just like some juicy gossip.
Right, this is serious stuff. It's about power and responsibility and even what it means to be a fan in this online world.
Exactly.
Mm.
The whole MrBeast and Pansino situation, it's like we're getting this behind-the-scenes look, you know?
Yeah, a glimpse into the reality of content creation.
And it's not always pretty. It's making people question
For
things.
sure. And it's not just about individual creators either, right?
Right. Platforms like YouTube, they have a huge role in all of this, don't they?
Absolutely. They've built this whole ecosystem, but they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, they want this sense of community. They want freedom of expression, but they also need to protect people.
It's a tough balance. Where do you even begin to draw the line?
Seriously. It's a constant evolution, and honestly, platforms like YouTube haven't always gotten it right.
Oh, I know. Remember all those controversies over the years? Hate speech, misinformation, harassment. It's an uphill battle.
It really is. And this MrBeast thing just adds another layer of complexity. Like, how do you hold creators accountable for things that happen off-platform?
Yeah, like in private messages or in their personal lives. It gets tricky.
Right, you don't want to stifle creativity or control people's personal lives, but you also can't just ignore harmful behavior.
Exactly. And then there's the whole issue of power dynamics, right?
Oh, absolutely. When you have creators with millions of followers, it's intimidating to speak out against them, even if something wrong happened.
That's what's so interesting about Pansino. Whether you agree with her methods or not, she put herself out there.
Knowing she would face a ton of criticism,
You're
and
right.
that takes some serious courage.
Right. And no matter how this whole thing plays out, she started a conversation that needed to happen.
Totally. So I guess the question is, what does this all mean for us, the viewers, the fans? What do we take away from all this?
It's a good question. What have we learned from this deep dive?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that we need to be more conscious about the content we consume online.
Meaning,
Well, don't just passively watch everything that comes across your feed. Think critically. Question things. Don't be afraid to hold your favorite creators accountable.
it's so easy to get caught up in the hype, to just idolize these creators.
Yeah, but we have to remember they're human. They make mistakes, and their actions have consequences.
Just because someone's entertaining or even inspiring, it doesn't mean they're always doing the right thing.
Exactly. And it's a good time to check our own biases, too.
Like, are we giving certain creators a free pass because we like their content?
Yeah, or are we quick to dismiss criticism because we're so invested in their persona?
That's a good point. We have to be honest with ourselves.
At the end of the day, we have to be mindful of who we support and what we're promoting.
This deep dive has given us all a lot to think about.
It really has.
It's a wild world out there in the land of online content creation. It's complicated. It's always changing.
And as viewers, we actually have a role to play in shaping how it evolves.
So we've got to be mindful of our choices.
Absolutely. We have the power to decide what we watch, who we support, and what kind of online community we want to be a part of.
Let's use that power wisely. Well said.
Thanks.
Well, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the whole MrBeast controversy. Thanks for joining us for this crazy ride.
Thanks for having me.
And remember, folks, stay curious, stay critical, and stay informed. Until next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for the next episode on While We Were Distracted.